Hi. I well, I am 100 Bex. Uh Tonight's Into the Den is going to be interesting because is I have made a very important I have made a decision that was not easy. More news has come out today and after recording yesterday that and after recording the video yesterday that the Mitchell Miller signing was a lot more dark than we thought it was. Particularly in the fact that Don Sweeney and Cam Neely seem to really only consider their own opinions in this, not anybody else's. Because not only has it come out that they didn't even notify the league that this was happening. They didn't even notify Bettman that this was happening. And by the way, I did not expect in my life to find a point in which Gary Bettman had the moral high ground over Don Sweeney. Not only did Sweeney not notify the league office about this, but when he notified the locker room, they all were like, "Why are you doing this?" Earlier today, he had a sit-down interview with Bruins captain Patrice Bergeron about it. Which, first of all, Elliot Friedman is not the person to do this interview. He's not. There's a lot of stuff about him just perpetuating the negative aspects of hockey culture. And second of all, it's not Bergeron's duty to perform this interview. Oh, Bruins ownership is one of the most nebulous factors about New England sports. Interview, a lot of one key thing that everybody seems to take away was that Bergeron was on the fence about the signing and has since come around about it. No, that is not at all what has happened. And Bergeron, there's actually a quote courtesy of Terry Cochon and from Bergeron about the Mitchell Miller signing. The culture we built here goes against that type of behavior. We are a team built with character and character people. What he did is unacceptable, and we don't stand by that. In this locker room, we are all about inclusion, diversity, respect. Additionally, Nick Foligno saying about the Miller signing, it's hard for us to swallow. Oh, it's tough. It's a hard topic. The organization is not going to do something that would jeopardize the team's culture. But in saying that, it's not something that anyone in this room stands for. The thing I want to make clear is that, first of all, Jeremy Jacobs should absolutely show his face. We all know a bunch about Robert Kraft. We all know a bunch about John Henry. We know we've known about the Grusbeck family who owns the Celtics. We don't know a damn thing about Jeremy Jacobs, and it's about time that we do. He needs to put his foot down and tell Don Sweeney and Cam Neely to fuck off. Until either those happen or Mitchell Miller or there's one thing actually that the Bruins could do. It is grimy, but it is probably going to be the biggest highlighter on the biggest spotlight on and how little off ice issues matter to teams as long as they get someone who can put up a few goals. Trade Mitchell Miller. You just signed him. Trade him so that get anything you can for him. Just make it known that there is a market for this guy. Cast the light on other teams that were willing to have this guy on their roster. Not even on their roster because Gary Bettman has said that he's not ever going to be sure if Mitchell Miller is going to be eligible for the NHL. But until Mitchell Miller is off the Bruins roster, or Cam Neely and Don Sweeney are fired, I will not be doing any Into the Den episodes in any Bruins memorabilia. No jersey, no McAvoy shirt, no, not even the old time sweatshirt, nothing, because this franchise needs to, because this organization has to answer for this. I'm not going to support it. I'm not going to financially support this team if this is how, if this is what they're going to show, is what they're going to believe. But with that said, as a fan, I'm going to support the Bruins team, not the Bruins organization, because it's evident that the team doesn't support this. With guys like Evander Kane in Edmonton, all the Edmonton players were willing to shrug off what he did and keep him on their roster. With Tony DeAngelo, nobody cared. There weren't many people who cared when he got brought to Philadelphia. With Mitchell Miller, the Bruins are putting their foot down. The Bruins locker room is putting their foot down, and that's what makes me. And that is something that just makes me happy to root for this team. It's sort of one of those things where Sens fan, you root for the team in spite of everything that's going on upstairs. Like Leafs fans, I'm pretty sure Leafs fans who are watching this for the Schadenfreude, and I'm pretty sure you can understand. And if you live through the Ballard years. And speaking of the Leafs, the Bruins lost this game 2-1 to the Toronto Maple Leafs in what was probably one of the most frustrating games to watch as for the Bruins. And now it was an original 6 game, so it's going to be chippy all the way through. But it was frustrating partially because the last time that the Bruins beat the Leafs in a game was November 15th, 2019, which means it is going to be 3 calendar years, over 1,096 days since the Bruins last beat the Leafs. Now, sure, we have an entire season in which we didn't play the Leafs to account for that, but still, it's 3 whole years. I'm getting kind of tired of it. And honestly, I'm not going to lie. I definitely feel like the Mitchell Miller signing took the wind out of the sails of the Bruins team, because there is no way, there's no way that a team like Toronto that lost to that got their shit rocked by the Coyotes and then lost to San Jose, LA, and Anaheim all in a row, including blowing a 3-1 lead to Anaheim. There's no way that team is able to shut us down defensively, to shut us down on offense throughout this entire game so far, throughout the entire thing. But it was kind of a frustrating watch, and this is one that I'm pretty much gonna do on a goal and slash opportunity slash freaking a goal opportunity and power play basis, because honestly, I don't really want to talk about this game. I know that sounds like I don't want to make this video, and I want to make this video, but it's more so just like with everything going on and with the Bruins and over the past 36 hours. This should not have been. This game was definitely not the thing that anyone was focused on. And the Bruins looked ridiculously overmatched until about like halfway into the second period. And within that time, the Bruins let in a pretty fluky goal in the first where Michael Bunting and I think Connor Clifton are scuffling for the puck until Bunting just kicks it right to Austin Matthews, who how Bergeron last game had a goal taken away because and that goal had it bounce off the inside of Shesterkin's pads. Yeah, that was pretty much the same thing that happened here, but without the goalie interference. And so Austin Matthews ends up scoring pretty early on a pretty dumb redirect. But before then, neither team could really get much going until Alex Kerfoot had a great entry that caused for a really scary opportunity for William Nylander, and from there the Leafs just dominated for the entire for like the first 40 minutes of the game. And that's pretty much how it would. Actually, no, probably not the first 40, probably the first 30, because all that would change when Tavares goes to the box for slashing Jacob Zaboral. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of just like a love tap across the stick, not really anything like. But either way, John Tavares goes to the box for slashing, and I thought the Bruins were going to tie the game. I thought the Bruins were going to tie the game up on this power play, especially because Toronto's penalty kill has been absolute dog water without Jake Muzzin, but they don't. The Bruins. They don't, at least not in the way that I thought they would, because they do actually tie it up with a penalty shot, because TJ Brody tripped Brad Marchand as he has the puck from behind, and I thought for a second that this was going to result in the 5-on-3, but no, they just awarded Marchand a penalty shot, and it was amazing. He takes the puck, just does a slight little pump fake, and it completely throws Ilya Samsonov off. He's falling backwards, and Marchand and puts the stick around and chucks it in for his 800th point in the NHL to tie the game up at 1. Leafs kill that penalty, but that kind of was the catalyst for the Bruins looking a little bit better. But then Jake DeBrusk goes for holding, and the Bruins have the best penalty kill in the league. I thought that would be relevant here, but it really didn't, because 15 seconds in, William Nylander takes the puck and just explodes around the net and backhands it to Austin Matthews and Brandon Carlo, Linus Ullmark, Tomas Nosek, Austin Matthews. There are 3 Bruins in the line of that pass that could have made that stop. And I know I don't really want to put this one on Ullmark too much, because really it should be Carlo and Nosek that should have stopped that. But come the frick on, there were 2 Bruins in that could have made that stop, and nobody did. And it just allows for Matthews to just tap it in and to put the Leafs up to 2-1, and that pretty much ices the game. But if you want to know just how hard the Bruins were getting smothered on offense, at the end of the second period, the the shot counter was 14 to 20, 26 to 14 in favor of the Leafs, and it took the Bruins until like 2 minutes left in the game to get above 20. Carlo ends up going to for roughing with like 5 seconds left in the second period, and the Bruins end up killing it on the other side. And by this point, Samsonov's gone down the tunnel, and they've changed to Eric Källgren. And I didn't know that, and took Jack Edwards like a good in like minute and a half to realize, oh shoot, that's Eric Källgren. But the Bruins had a decent opportunity on a penalty kill, where after Pavel Zacha goes for tripping Rasmus Sandin, and Carlo just had his stick right there for a perfect shorthanded feed. I forget from but Carlo had his stick right there for the perfect shorthanded feed to just deflect it in, and he just picks it up. What is with the Bruins and mishandling their stick? What is with Bruins defensemen and mishandling their sticks this game over the past few games? We end up killing the penalty, but the Bruins go back in the power play twice. One time for Tavares going for interference, which you would think would be amazing, great. Leafs end up killing it, and then Rasmus Sandin goes for boarding, and the Leafs kill it. That we go to the Ford F-150 final five. Bruins pull Allmark with like a minute and a half left in the game. Doesn't matter. The Leafs just won it. But Marchand in like the last 10 seconds had the puck just drifting right into his line of fire, and he just completely whiffs it. How? Brad, what the hell? As a certain Stephen Dangle once put it, Brad, what are you doing? And that ices the game for the Leafs. I'm not gonna lie, this was frustrating. I did not like this. Now, sure, the Bruins are 10-2. We still have one of the best records in the entire league. But I don't know. I kind of just expected a little bit more. Although I can completely understand why they played so shit with us hiring a racist bully, us putting a racist bully asshole under contract. Like, again, this game was not the point. The signing was the point. All we needed to do was just win this game, just for like the sake of sanity, just to be like, okay, we messed up, but at least our most hated our second most hated rival. I forgot about the Canadiens for a second there. At least our second most hated rival can't rub it in our face that they're better than us. And I mean, they still can't. Toronto. No, I'm not gonna cope. I'm not gonna cope. I don't know. The Bruins. The last game on our 4-game road trip, and our next game is Monday evening against the St. Louis Blues, who are just pretty bad, and I'm hoping that we can just get this one. Just get this one, please. Please. God, I'm so desperate as rooting for a team that's 10-2. Although to be fair, this we are actually facing a team on Monday with a worse moral compass than us. If you want to know, it's not even just for the Binnington stuff. Look up why Thomas Greiss is banned from Team Germany hockey. It's freaking insane. that ends tonight's Into the Den. Thank you all so much for watching. Quick quick subscribe if you're like, and if you got this far, I want to say thank you so much for all of the for making the last video, the Bruins sign in Mitchell Miller, WTF, the most popular video on my YouTube channel in less than literally in less than 48 hours. That video has accrued over. That video has accrued 272 views, 6 likes, and 16 comments. All of those are personal records. So thank you so much for that. It's for your support, and let's just hope that we can win on Monday. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care.